And we're live. I do believe the ads are over, and that means I'm live. Oh, wait. I just realized something. Oh my god. I truly do live in a goblin cave. Let's see. Come on. Are they gonna light up? There we go. We got a little bit of that lighting in the back. Had forgotten to turn that on. I have been boy oh boy, I've been a focused boy today, maybe too focused. And so this is gonna be just a short stream. I just wanna hang out a little before bed. And kind of show off what had me so focused today, because well, it's story time. It'll be story time in a bit. If you know what, no, I'll give the story if people ask on chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna kind of talk to myself. I thought about maybe playing a video game. I thought about maybe continuing some Viewfinder, but honestly, I've been a focused boy all day, and I am done kind of being focused. In fact, this is my way of unfocusing, is to simply expose myself to the internet, the harming streamer radiation that really just sucks up into you and wears away at the protective layer of your soul. Really, that's what I need. I need to have my soul kind of scrubbed up a bit, so that I can relax and go to bed, because again, I've been a very, very focused boy. Look, what have I been so focused on? Let's go over here. Here we go. Look at that shit. That is some nerd shit. Is what you're looking at right now. That is some true nerd shit, honestly. So those of you who are true fans, who are long time lurkers, who know the dark, deep lore of me, know that I've been working on my Uncivilized Games website on and off for a while, very badly, right? In fact, it's not until today when I'm at a point where I have kind of given up on doing anything with it, that I suddenly found this burst of focus and inspiration, and I sat down, and from scratch, basically, through the power of web searches and Stack Overflow, and just dusting off really old skills, which I would like to reiterate to anyone watching, that even though I am currently seeking employment in the IT field, I am not a coder, but I am trying to stay up to date with, I guess, some of the more modern stuff. And I say, as if this was super modern, this is like just good basic deployment stuff. But anyway, I look, at one point I was like, I just want a simple website. Why do I have to learn a fucking JavaScript framework, right? And why do I need APIs and webhooks and shit? Why does my website need to be compiled? Back in the day, I just did some HTML and I put it up on an FTP site, and then I opened it up on a browser, and there it was, right? Now it's a whole process. It's a build. Every time I make a change, the whole website has to rebuild, and I was resistant to that for a long time, but then I was like, fuck it. You know what? I need to get my my tech skills back. I need to, start getting back into the vibe of just doing tech shit again, in case I get hired before I get evicted, No, don't worry, I'm not gonna get evicted, but I might if I don't get hired. Anyway, point is, I just needed to get back into it. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's go. I did some searching, some soul searching. Went through several stages of grief regarding having to accept that I would have to work with JavaScript, like a lot. And then they said, all right, cool. So tell me what I need to have, right? And I came into the solution that it would be a Next.js. So Node, have to use Node. So JavaScript framework is Next.js, right? And then and that's what's going to build the website, the core website. And then for content, so basically we're trying to do the separation, right? That the whole point of this is that you can, separate, right, your content from your data. And so my other big requirement here of what I wanted to do was that I wanted this to be as cheap as possible, if not free. And so I was basically looking like, am I just gonna spin up like the cheapest, saddest little web server? And then I realized, wait, there are, if you're willing to do the nerd shit, which I was, again, if chat wants to know my secret, just ask. But if you're gonna do the nerd shit, right? So I was like, fuck it, here we go. I'm already too advanced here. This is too much. This webhook is too far ahead already. Also, I think it's broken. But let's go back here to getting started. So Sanity. So basically, I used, let's take a step back. So basically, we have for the front end of the website, Next.js. Next.js is the way. And then we were gonna host that on this site, on this service, Vercel. Civilized Dance Projects. You're going to Civilized Games, the website, right? This is our thing, and we have our deployment. This is our project. It's our domain. Turbo. So we don't have it pointing yet. It's the thing we're going to probably do tomorrow. But we're gonna point the official Uncivilized.games domain to this, right? But for the moment, it is an app, and so the whole thing is that. For the front end, we have, we have Next.js, which anytime I make a change and I upload it to GitHub, to my Uncivilized Games GitHub repo. So this is the site itself. This is all the stuff. And this is just some stuff in Next.js site. But you can see here, for example, I've got the app and an API. Revalidation API, but also all the content here. So we've got so the whole thing with Next.js, right, is that we're doing and so oh my god, so many interrelated parts. So the front end, Next.js, that's the design of the website, but also a lot of stuff in it is then going to call to the back end, which is this one, which is what we were looking at originally, which is Sanity, which is what I don't have after today. But anyway, Sanity is how do I explain Sanity? It's a customizable back end, basically. It is a, so if I go here, so Sanity, actually, wait, I should explain it. Oh my god, how do I explain it? Should I switch over to Visual Studio? I should. Let me switch over to Visual Studio real quick. Yeah, there we go. So, am I on the Sanity? No, so I'm on the Uncivilized Games. So this is, again, the front end. So this is Next.js, right? So I had to learn like basic Next.js and just a lot of copying and pasting, and then watching stuff break and searching and figuring it out and going back again and vaguely remember. But the idea is that you import a lot of stuff. So portable text is so I can format stuff in Markdown, and then libsanity, so it's basically so it knows what to look for, where to talk to this Sanity backend. So there's a config for that, right? And then the rest of it is like a lot of JavaScript, honestly, a lot of JavaScript to generate the website, which we'll look at shortly. But then, inside the app folder is like the blog, and so the slug is basically like the framework, the skeleton that contains the posting. So in here, instead of seeing instead of seeing any actual content, just a whole bunch of page JSs that are at the root of certain things. And so this page JS, which is under the slug, is basically the skeleton showing how the stuff, the actual blog post is going to look at. And so it's getting the post from the Sanity backend. It is, here we go, so fetching it, the most current, etc., some error stuff if you can't find it, and then, does some date formatting, and then here we go. So it's a div class, all this stuff. So I had to learn a little bit. I don't know what half of this stuff means. I'm kind of figuring it out. This is Tailwind CSS. It's very commonly used in modern design, I guess. So I went with it for now, just blah, 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 a lot of stuff here. All of this is basically just like, you see, no content. It's just the containers. It's like this is where stuff is gonna go. React Markdown. So there we go. So I can do the formatting there if I actually put it in, which I haven't done. Etc., etc. So it's set to React to Markdown, and then of course we got the apps and stuff there. So again, nothing contained there. Same thing with my games listing. It's just a grid and a container and whatnot. So what does that do, right? So this is just the front end. This is the skeleton that's going to hold the website and a few API calls and whatnot, all in lots of JavaScript. And so this is like the main page of the website where it's importing the game card, game carousel, postcards, app cards, whatever, all these cards. You'll see them shortly. But also then the back end, we have, let me open recent, here we go. This workspace here. So this is the Sanity front end, which is front end to the back end, basically. So I had to, it's weird. So Sanity, what it does is it drives you insane. That's not Sanity, that's just a standard. This is Sanity. Wait, get repo? No, this isn't Sanity. This is still in Civilized Games. No, here we go. So, close this out. So here, basically, in this, I define a config with project ID and whatnot. We create a project on the sanity.io website, and then I define certain things, the versions of Node that we need, etc., etc. I had to play with some of this for some of the stuff that I wanted to do, which is annoying. But anyway, let's not touch that. But then this is the main thing. It's the schema types. So basically, you define through TypeScript pages, which for whatever reason, Visual Studio it thinks is wrong. This is not wrong. It works just fine. But we're gonna get the errors on all of these. But anyway, so these TypeScript pages are the definitions of the data that I want to keep track of. So I get to define the types of things that I want to post. So I want to post custom apps. So good news for anybody who was holding their breath waiting for the 3 goblins in a trench coat generator to come back. I got that. I did that. It is now working. And it is working in an interesting way. I basically see, so basically we have the title of the app, the slug of the app, blah, 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 blah. And then the stuff. So basically the HTML content of the app, any CSS styling content, and any JavaScript content. And I have 3 separate fields for that. We'll see them in a moment. And then it puts them all together and creates the sub app within my site. Does that make any sense? No, it makes no sense. I don't know if anybody's watching. I hope not. But anyway, so that's the app. And then for the games, so the games that I'm running, because I run games on the internets, I should probably plug myself just to keep in practice. That's what happens. I do run games. There's the link to the games that I am willing to run for people Who would have thought about it? I'm much better at that than I am at coding. Let me be clear. But anyway, same thing. So we've got the title, the slug, which is literally just the URL. It's going to point at the URL kind of like name. If I have an image for it, cover image, the core description of the game, and then what day and time it is scheduled at, how many players are there, what is the max number of players, and the direct link to that game's start playing page. Right, so these are the fields that I am taking, and I've defined some of them with predefined like drop downs. Same thing with just the core. So the core index is just all right. So what are we getting into the core? What are we getting? What are we pulling from? The others. So it's basically all three types. And then posts, which is blog posts. And so when I make a blog post, same thing. The fields that I'm looking for: title, slug, where was it published, when was it published rather, if there's an image, what's the excerpt, content, etc., etc., etc. So you build all this stuff on the back end for so it's just code. It's just it's TypeScript. It looks a lot like JSON as well, but anyway, to set up what fields I want. Then what that leads to, having done both those sides, now on the internet's side, so basically all of this, I do this and then I basically post them up. Hey PB, welcome in. Well, you're watching me code. Technically, I spent all day coding. Ask me how. I found the focus to spend all day coding. And the point is, again, we have this, which is the bunch of fields for that I want to enter data for. So all of this gets compiled. When I send it up to GitHub, it syncs up to GitHub, and I go, and then again, same thing with the site stuff itself. All this stuff. All this layout and everything here also gets synced up to GitHub. And anytime either one of those things gets synced up, shit happens. So let me go back to my browser. No? What? Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. So the Sanity backend stuff, ironically named because it cost me multiple Sanity points today. So all of that, once I synced it up here, which is a whole process, it's a thing you have to run, but it does sync up, and then it compiles a Sanity Studio for you. And so the Sanity Studio, when I open it up, actually technically I already had it open here, so I'm going to close this one because I already had it open. But this studio basically shows me I'm closing all the stuff. Basically, this is where I enter data for my website. So I go here to the Civilized Games Sanity Studio. You have to log in. Don't worry, I'm not doxing myself. And then I can basically list games. Which of the games I want to run. So I basically added the 4 games that I currently have on offer, and I just kind of copied the stuff from there. And there's the fields, right? So there's the title of the game, the slug, which I said looks like it's just the address that the page is going to be on, which can be auto-generated, or it can just this part I didn't code. This is the service. This is Sanity Studio, right? So all of this, right, these fields, so these are the days, and I could change that there, right, it's like the time, etc., and the link to the game, and then I publish that. So anytime I publish that, then it gets updated on their back end, and then that triggers and the same thing with blog posts. I honestly just have one. It's just a quick test. It's not a proper blog post. And then the Three Goblins app, which I confirmed works. Surprised that I actually got this to work, but it does work. So it's just basically the Three Goblins character generator, so the title and a quick description of the app, which will hopefully show up on the website. And then if I had an icon, I would have put it here, but I don't have one yet. And then the HTML content for the site, blah, blah, blah. And then the CSS stuff to make it look okay. So say pretty, but okay. And then all the JavaScript stuff that makes the Three Goblins stuff work. Now I have to edit this and play with this to add the new Christmas edition stuff. But point is, I can publish custom apps on this. So all of this, then once that's done, it triggers a rebuild over here on Vercel, which is my actual web host. And all of this, by the way, free at my level, because I'm just doing a very simple website. These are all services that scale up to like enterprise grade shit. But for what I'm just doing, just a personal little website with just like, just this stuff, completely free. Which kind of, to me, worth the time and effort. Because I'm also learning shit as I go, right? So that's good. But getting my tech skills a little bit back up to snuff as I search for a job. But anyway, so we have the project, right? Let me go kind of here. And that gets deployed. Basically, once I upload the Git, any changes from the GitHub, or I make any changes here, I add new content or edit new content. If I add or edit new content, that triggers where I started the hook, the thing on, which is a webhook thing, which I had to basically figure out how to do. So I created a revalidate webhook call that then this one reaches out to this API on the Vercel side, which then triggers a rebuild on the website. Because the one downside to this is that if I update my data, the good side is the website is statically built, so it's super fast. But also means that anytime I modify or edit content, the whole thing's got to be rebuilt. It's not that bad; it only takes a minute, right? But it's a whole process, but it does work. And then the final result is this, which I need to, again, this is just very, very basic. Like I gotta rewrite this. It's so fucking generic. I hate it. But there it is, right? So we've got the core website, and if I go to browse available games, it just takes me to the full list of all 4 games, and all 4 games, they have the information. If you read more, it expands, and you can read the full description. And if this is not technically live, I have to manually update it on my end, but it works. And then if you go back home, that carousel there, same thing, view all game takes you here. This little carousel, if I have more games, you can kind of browse through them. It also on its own every 30 seconds does the thing. You've got the blog post down here, and you can view all posts, which is just this one right now. And then if you click on it, there's the blog post, and that's nice, and I will hopefully have more. And then the apps. So this part is still ugly as sin. I think the problem is the icon. I think I need to add an icon. I think if I don't have an icon, it breaks this layout here. If I do, yeah, same thing. But if I click on it, there it is. There's the 3 goblins character generator stuff, and so you can do an original like goblin group for the original edition, and you get your goblin group, 3 goblins, trench coat with the stats, and then all 3 goblins, a head goblin, short, big teeth. Oh, it didn't. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's great. So stats, lying 5. It's weirdly formatted because the CSS is spilling over, but it's also like doesn't look the worst. But yeah, there you go. You've got a full basic 3 goblin original edition, or you can do like both combined edition, 5 goblin group. There we go. So trench coat, officer's coat, goblin left arm, American goblin with big ears, lying 2, cheating 3, health 5 +1. It calculates the arm position bonuses and all that stuff, and gives you your special abilities. This is good stuff. I need to somehow, so stuff I want to add to this is like some kind of export, or print or whatever, easy. Also, if you want to just generate an adventure, there you go, your adventure. Your goal is to flee the place. Your main problem is a dragon. You're basically a goblin burrito this thing. You just want to generate a single goblin. There we go, just a single goblin, done. Or just a single, just sort of the Freedom Edition. Oh, so are they always American? Wait, okay, I was going to say, there we go, filthy. Big feet. But you get the idea. If I wanted to do just a 2 goblin trench coat, head, and body, and legs, basically. Good times. This all works. And thank you, BB. Right? It's nice. It's nice. So it's the apps, blog, games. There's a guest book, which it's just kind of code that I copied and pasted. This is not an actual comment. This just came with the code. I take no responsibility for this. Apparently, when you code like a default Next.js app, apparently it kind of comes with this, or maybe it's one of the frameworks that I was using. I don't know. I don't hate it. It kind of feels like the 90s. I need to remove this thing because that's hard-coded, but I'll fix that probably tomorrow at some point. But you know, that's kind of what I want. Oh, and then down at the bottom, I've got like the links, right? The Start Playing Games link to the Start Playing Games profile, and then my Blue Sky, you know, and then my Discord profile. Somebody wants to add me there, you know, there we go. Yeah, you know, then this is the links down here, all this stuff. Like, yeah, that's it. So that's what I've been up to all day. That's what I've been up to all day. I mean, I'm very proud of myself because I figured all this shit out. Oh, that's a whole other thing. Figured all this shit out, you know, basically on my own, you know, learning about, you know, prod and deployments and whatnot. And now I got to just keep playing with it, make it look a little prettier and whatnot. But you know, this works, and I really, because now that I understand what it's doing here, the flexibility here is amazing. Because let's say I wanted to add an additional like field to this that was just I don't know, genre, game genre, right? Wanted to add a game genre thing and have it somewhere around here. Well, what I would do, I'm not going to do it now because I actually don't kind of want that, but I would go to VS Code here, right? And I would open up my my Sanity front end, right? And that is a game thing. So here in the games, I would add, I basically add like here, for example. So I want it to be in this order. I would do this, boop, and comma, right? And then we do name game genre, right? And then title game genre. Oh. And then we go type, that's a string. Oh, I'm forgetting the commas. It was gonna break bad on me. That's a string. And then validation rule should be yes. That is technically required. Actually, no, I should just do this. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and make the thing happen. Why not? Why not? So we oh wait, no. I'm not gonna do this now, but I could basically do a drop down. So basically like an options and go like, you know, horror, comedy, etc., etc., etc. I'm not gonna do it now, but you get the idea. Basically, if I want to do that, I would add this. I would add a field here in this code. I'm gonna just revert all that. I'm not gonna do that now because I just realized that there's an extra thing I would have to do that I'm not gonna deal with right at the moment because I was mostly working on my laptop when I did all this, and I did the whole git clone. Now I'm on my desktop, but I don't have the same environment on my desktop as I have on the laptop, which means that there's an extra step, an extra compilation step that has to happen that I'm not set up for in this computer. It sounds more complicated than it is. Point is, I'm not going to make these changes now, but I can, and then basically I would do this. I would compile that. It would then get uploaded to here, and then next time I basically reloaded this, I would see. Don't need to do that. I would see that extra field added to basically all of these, and then I would be able to add that information, that genre information on here, And then, in theory, if I'm thinking correctly, if I'm thinking with portals, am I thinking with portals? If I don't think I have to edit anything else on the blog page JS, do I? Yes, actually I do. I do. Yeah, see, so basically I would have to add like that, like the value post body, post content, and the actually no. I think this would just React Markdown. There we go. Oh, this is blog. Wait, no. Sorry. I'm supposed to be looking at games. Here we go. So no, for game, I don't actually have to do anything. Actually, no. On the game card itself is where I need, right? It's just the game's thing. It's the game card is the one that I have to work on, right? Because this is just gonna describe. So where's my game card? Game card is here. Components. There we go. This is what I've been working on this all day. I should know this. So my game card. This is where it gets defined. Basically, function game card. Here we go. It's a lot. But basically here, right? So the game link, game schedule day. So basically, I would have to add a field so it displays on the game card. So I would do like a div, a class name, etc., and basically then display, like a text. Basically, add game dot genre, and it would display the game genre on the thing. Right, so I would add that here. I would also basically upload this to GitHub, sync it up to GitHub, and then it would do the compilation, and it would all show up on the website here. Well, not the website here, rather. And then when you would click on these, it would show basically, in addition to the date and numbers, there would be like an additional like line here that says genre, which. Cool, right? Also, but getting the images to fit exactly was such a bitch. But it worked. Getting this to happen as well, this little read more thing, like that was a whole you're not seeing this. You're not seeing any of this. I am back on my browser. So what I'm going to show you on the browser is this whole thing, truncated text. I had to do its own little holder from React and learn like what's the thing. So basically, when you click on it, it said it's expanded false, so basically expands or shrinks. And so when you click on it, it expands or shrinks that chunk. And then the game card itself, I had to tell it to then see that truncated text thing, which I had to import up here as a new component, import truncated text component, and then add that here. So it does that, all of that to basically achieve, once I get back to my browser here, there we go. So all of that to achieve this, that I was like, oh wait, where's all my text? And so like, here we go, read more and have that happen, and then show less. So all of that is for that, so that would happen. That was a bitch. That was a lot. But otherwise they were all like this. Otherwise, right? Like just absolutely massive as soon as you go, and that's too much, right? Or the other thing is that it would just show just this little slug here, this little blurb here, and then you had to like click to like join game to see the full thing, which, not the worst idea to get people to look at the actual thing, but also like, they shouldn't have to, right? It should be right here. So that's working. Actually pretty proud of that one. Yeah, still like it works. And I'm gonna, so tomorrow, or maybe tonight in a little while, I don't want to do it while you're all are watching, because it's gonna require me to go in and edit some DNS settings and stuff, which don't necessarily want to do out in the open. But I will point uncivilized.games at this probably tomorrow. I do need to like actually post some blog content. Don't know what to write about. All of a sudden I'm self-conscious about blogging, which great. Anyway, of course I only finally get around and get the motivation and the focus to do this when I've basically given up on most of this right now, and I'm like just desperately searching for a day job to just be able to pay rent, right? So that's fun. But also here's the thing. Here's this one weird trick that scientists don't want you to know about. It's called having excellent, absolutely wonderful friends who are also ADHD sufferers, who have been kind enough to donate me about a month's worth of medication, just under the table. Don't name any names. But the funny part is that so here's a bit too much information, but my dosage for Adderall when I was being regularly medicated was 10 milligrams. That was my dose. Like it had taken some tweaking to get there, but that was my dose, and it worked well. It kept me generally focused, kept the bulk of the fog away without pushing me into that super hyper focus, which is kind of what happened today. So because it was different friends giving me their medication, the medication is different dosages. And so one of them is 5, the other one is 15. And so I have been taking them during the week. And so for on Tuesday, I think it was the first day I took one, I just took the 5 because I was like, it's also been a long time, right? My tolerance has devolved, if you will. So I was like, 5 should be good at the moment, right? And then I can work up if I need to. And it did help. It did help, but it was too little. It was too little. Actually, no, Wednesday is the first day I took it. Tuesday, for some reason, I just couldn't bring myself to. Monday was Monday, and I had reasons. Anyway, point is, yesterday, Wednesday, right, I took the 5, and it was fine. It was fine, but I was still pretty. Like there was an easing of the symptoms, but it was still hard. I was still vaguely unfocused. I still experienced a lot of executive dysfunction. But I could feel the difference. I could feel like it's a little easier to get through the day. So I was like, okay, cool. 5 wasn't enough. And so what I should have done, what I intended to do, was take one of the 15s, and these pills are basically made to be snapped in half, right? So, and I have a little pill splitter, so I was going to split one of the 15s to 7.5 and then see how that treated me. And instead I got distracted and I took a full 15 milligrams. Did it work? I hear you ask, dear viewer. Have you not been watching? None of this, not a single goddamn part of this, except I guess the original 3 Goblin generator code, which I adapted, existed. And I guess the images and stuff, right? But you know what I mean? This website, at the back end and all this data shit and all this other stuff did not exist. These GitHub repos and whatnot. Yeah, there was the other one. So yeah, we go. Sanity Clean. I don't know why it says Clean Content Studio, but whatever. But it is Sanity Content Studio is the one. So it's basically just for managing content. It's cool. It's cool. I did not know this thing even existed before today. And now today I have deployed websites, and I have webhooks and shit and all this stuff, and it's all free. It's all like using the basic free level, entry level tiers of all this stuff, which I'm not going to be outgrowing, right? This is just a little little vanity website slash personal blog slash micro marketing, right? So like I am unlikely to ever outgrow my need for this, for this website. And if by the time if I ever do, I will gladly pay them the $10 a month or whatever for like the next level of hosting. But it is cool that basically, with nothing but 15 milligrams of Adderall just keeping me laser focused. All right, that's why I had to cancel the stream earlier today, because I was on a roll. I was working on this. Shit was getting done. I was like stuff was compiling, stuff was failing to compile, but with errors that I was like, oh, okay, I see what's wrong here. And I would go and I would fix it and I would recompile and it would fail again, but now with a new and exciting error. And I would go, oh, I see what I did there. And then I would fix it. And then I would compile it again and it would fail again with a new and frustrating error. I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Makes no sense. Why is it doing this? It shouldn't do that. And then you go, oh, because actually it turns out that you need to have a specific version of Node.js installed specifically for the Sanity, whereas the website host Vercel is by default compiling things with Node 19 or Node 20, but you need to compile the Sanity stuff under Node 18, but not 18.1, which is what you're gonna think you're gonna need to. But no, it's 18.2, because 18.2 is particularly compatible with the Markdown component that you have to add if you want to be able to format your blog post with Markdown. And you want to format your blog post with Markdown, don't you, Dan? Don't you? Anyway, 50 milligrams of Adderall resulted in one website, in one complex, multi-part. But at the same time, it's like a super fast website. Again, I mean, once you're in here, like it's immediate. Like you go here, like there's no loading, like everything is just super fast because it's all compiled. It's all just static websites. It's not hitting a server and querying a database for my blog posts or my game postings. It's all just static HTML and JavaScript, because all the work is kind of done. It's like a pre-digested kind of website, instead of making the server do all the heavy lifting. The heavy lifting is just done once, and then it's just it's relatively lightweight HTML. And the point is, none of this stuff existed. Okay, none of this stuff existed earlier, before like 10 a.m. today, and now it does. And I'm tired now. Also, like, Adderall also makes you forget to eat. So I just basically, thank you, Ken Doyle. I just basically like started coding around 10 a.m. Coding, no, like, searching, just like, how website, please, recommendations, this is what I want, and there are multiple. I actually tried to do something like this before with a system called Hugo, and I couldn't properly make heads or tails of it, but I was able to like find enough good documentation and sort of work out enough that this combination, Next.js, and Vercel for the host, and Sanity.io for the for just managing the actual content. It works, and I learned stuff. I remember stuff. I did tech stuff. I feel a level of satisfaction with my nerd skills. It hasn't all gone away. Dear employers, please hire me. Actually, I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm actually doing slightly better on the job hunt than I thought I would. I've actually gotten a few nibbles on some some applications that I've put in. I actually have a couple of emails to respond back to tomorrow, as well as a couple of other folks, recruiters and whatnot, that I have been pointed to reach out to tomorrow. But also tomorrow, I think I'm going to dial it back down to maybe just the 10 milligrams of Adderall that I was working with before. 5 isn't enough. 15 is website website in a day, and no food. I didn't eat. I started working on this shit at 10 a.m. Around 2 p.m. I was like, I can't stop this. Let me just. But also, I'm focused enough, but I'm present enough to realize that, like, okay, that's the thing. That's the difference between ADHD hyperfocus and just this sort of like weird hyperhuman focus that I got with just a little bit too much Adderall, in which I was hyper focused on this website thing. Again, behold, right? But I was aware of it enough that around 2 p.m. I basically was like, okay, I gotta get on social media and just like let people know that I'm not gonna stream today because I need to focus on this. I'm focused on this. I'm on a roll. I don't want to change gears. This is what I'm focusing on. But if this had happened through just the pure ADHD, and it was just ADHD solo hyperfocus, the announcement would not have come, right? I would still be like fiddling about with it. I'm barely keeping myself from doing more fiddling by just showing it off, rather than continuing to work on it for the night. But if it was just the fuel ADHD hyperfocus is full on like all that stuff, but worse, and you forget. And again, y'all wouldn't have heard from me. Maybe like next Tuesday, I've been like, hey guys, I built Amazon.com again. You know, or like just crawling out of a cave going like, I know Kung Fu and Next.js, because that was what would happen. That was what would happen. You'll notice, the little carousel actually does update automatically. I want to maybe futz around with it later and see if I can get it to be more of a smooth scroll. Right now it's more of a just kind of reloads, not the whole page, but just this. And it's every 30 seconds. I may want to make it a little bit faster, like maybe every 15 or 20 seconds. But anyway, that's the difference, right? If it had been ADHD, it would have been a full just dive into this, no sleep, no food, no everything. Too much Adderall is like that, but still like enough of the ADHD executive dysfunction and everything else is relieved that I was at least able to, and conscious enough to like officially cancel the stream. And then like, around 7 p.m. I was like, I need to eat. But also I had been working nonstop since like 10 in the morning. So too much Adderall. And then I had a light dinner. I'm like peckish. Might have a small sandwich in a bit before bed. But again, too much Adderall also kills your appetite, which is what happens. So tomorrow I'm gonna try for a middle ground and my previously established 10 milligram dosage, and see if that gets us right in the right place where I can actually reach out to people in the morning and make some phone calls and send some emails and possibly get a job, right? Or at least take further steps in getting a job. Because while all this was cool, what I had taken the Adderall for was for job hunting. And instead, I took the Adderall and then I started thinking, and I was like, man, I still haven't done shit with my blog for the Uncivilized Games blog. And oh, but I'm really disappointed because I was really excited to use that Pika blog page thing, but turns out that Pika doesn't actually, it's too little. It's too minimal for what I wanted actually. Because I couldn't, there was no way for me to really plug my games other than maybe like individual blog posts, and there was definitely no way to do like the apps, so like the 3 Goblin character generator and a few others that I want to work on. That's little just hobby projects, right? There was no way to do that with Pika. It was Pika is just it's its own thing. It's just for a little blog, and if that had been what I wanted, and I thought it was, but it really wasn't. So I was kind of like in that thought, and that's when all of a sudden like the Adderall just went like, lock in, motherfucker. Here we go. What are we doing? We're doing a website thing. Let's go. Let's do this website. And just all of a sudden, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just take care of this today. I'm gonna take care of this today. I'm gonna take care of this right now. And then I just started doing this. And next thing I know, I'm waist deep in JavaScript frameworks and TypeScript and compiling and Node packages and. But it works. I have a working website at the end of the night, and the power of a properly harnessed brain. A little bit too overwound. I'm still feeling a little wound up, as you can probably tell. It's nearly 10 p.m. and I'm kind of like still a little wound up. But we're wrapping up. This is a very short stream. I just felt like I needed to. Yeah, we're almost at an hour, and we're just going to wrap it up at an hour very shortly. Because I just wanted to, get a little energy out. And it was either this or play some video games. And I felt bad that I had canceled the stream, so I wanted to kind of come online, hang out. If anybody, wanted to hang out and check it out. Now you know. Now you know what I've been up to all day, what actually took all of my attention. So tomorrow we should be back. Tomorrow we should be back to normal, quote unquote. We'll see, because again, I am also, as mentioned before, actively job hunting, and there might be some potential things that happen soon. Actually, knock on wood, here's actually hoping, because it's it can take a really long time to find a job, and I don't have a really long time. I'm basically like out of savings, and I could set up a GoFundMe or something, but it's not gonna work. And you shouldn't. Like there's bigger causes in the world right now. Like I'll be fine. Worst case scenario, I have friends on whose couches I can crash for a while. Like I'm not gonna end up on the street. Not for long anyway. But point is, it's very likely that my streaming schedule is going to change, permanently soon. We'll see how that goes. But if it is, then it's probably going to be like streams around like 8 p.m. and it'll be in shorter streams, a couple hours, because I will have worked a full day. Then I will have gotten home and probably had some dinner, watch a show. And then I'm taking a couple hours in the evening to spend with y'all. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It's kind of like this. I'm only taking 1 hour this time because I'm lazy. Actually, no, because I'm just really tired. That's it. I need to wind down. So with that in mind, I think it's it's time. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap things up. Let's go back to the intro scene. Anyway, so tomorrow we'll be back for as long as this lasts, unless plans change again, in which case, as before, you can always check out my socials. If you're not following me for some reason and are still here, they're on the Twitch chat. They have been placed, and that is where I tell people what I'm up to. And yeah, we'll see. Tomorrow should be a normal day for as long as we can get them. And before that, hey Phoenix, yeah, I'm actually just wrapping up. Late stream, but also just wrapping up right now. Actually, here, before I go, Phoenix, because I do feel bad. You just arrived. So basically, this is what I was up to today. I spent all day and I made a website. It's not officially live yet. It's not on the civilized.games domain. But look, it's still broken. It's still, parts of it are still broken. But also, there's my games and all this stuff. And this is all like coded, if this is hard coded Next.js, Sanity Studio for the back end, a whole bunch of API calls and other assorted coding dev bullshit. But I took too much Adderall and then I made a website. That's basically what it boils down to. Took too much Adderall, ended up making a website. But the good news is I have a website. It worked. And I'll make some actual blog posts. But my games, if you click here, it takes you to the actual game page, and then there's the app. So the Three Goblins character generator is back. So yeah, I can do that. It turns out, as I'll catch you up real quick. Actually, wait, are we on ads yet? Are we about to go on ads? Ads start very soon. I'm gonna snooze these ads because I do want to wrap up. But basically, Phoenix, long story short, my dear friends have been kind enough to donate some Adderall, and I am readjusting to finding the correct dosages. Today's dosage was too high, and so what happened is a website. I started the day at 10 a.m. around the time that the slightly too much Adderall kicked in, and while I was mentally grousing about the fact that my website was bad and did not exist properly, and the Adderall, when it kicked in, it just went like, buddy boy, fucking lock in. What are we doing? We're doing a website. Oh, we are learning how to do a website. We are learning Node.js. We are learning Sanity. We are doing a lot of searches. We are gonna make liberal use of Stack Overflow. We are gonna figure this shit out, and we are gonna code, and we are going to code some more. Holy shit! Look at that. We're going to have some GitHub repos, and we're going to fucking sync them, and we're just all sorts of stuff. And as a little side bonus, by doing it in this ultra fucking nerdy way, it's free. So the website, all the hosting, the GitHub, and then the actual service or cell that runs that compiles and hosts the website, and the other service, the Sanity content interface that runs the backend, the actual content backend. All of this is free because I'm using it at such low levels that I'm, in order to outgrow it, this website is never going to outgrow that. So yeah. There we go. Problem solved. I now have an actual website that I'm much more fully in control of. I control the source, control the vertical, I control the horizontal, I control the source, and all my code is mine. And I have it hosted for free, but fully available using modern deployment things, etc. So to answer your question, Phoenix, yes, I can do that. Took too much took too much Adderall, and then website. That's what happened today. So tomorrow, Bathan, hey, why is everybody arriving as I'm trying to leave? Hey, Bathan, welcome in, friend. Welcome in. So good news. It should be mobile friendly. I have not tested it on mobile yet. But it should be. No worries, Nathan. Don't need to apologize. I'm the one that's wrapping up shortly. Actually, I just otherwise ads are going to start very soon. So, but Nathan, no, actually, really good news. So it's not official yet. It's not pointing at the uncivilized.games domain yet. Hopefully that'll be done by tomorrow. But I basically created from scratch a new Uncivilized Games website, and that means that the Three Goblins character generator is going to be back online. I haven't added the winter edition stuff to it yet. That's gonna be a future thing, but it's gonna be up. So next stream probably, it'll be official. So I'll let you know. I'll probably also just post something on my socials about it. But you will be able to access those. So and please, once you do, let me know if anything is horribly broken from an accessibility standpoint. I tried to follow like best practices and stuff, and I'm using some pretty well established Node.js and Next.js frameworks and whatnot. But I also didn't take any explicit otherwise steps for readability and stuff. So hopefully it should be good, but definitely once you see it, let me know if anything is absolutely broken. And I will most definitely address that, because hopefully the website, it's just HTML, it's just HTML and JavaScript. It should hopefully, and it's not terribly complex. It's not a super complex design. So it hopefully should work well with screen readers and stuff. But if it doesn't, please let me know and I will do that. But yeah, that'll be more like tomorrow. But yeah, and so I should test it. Let me see. I can actually test it right now with the temp address. So let me see here. HTTPS doop and then uncivilized -games .vercel.app. Let's see. 404 not found. Deployment not found. Hot. Uncivilized games.vercel.app. No? Did I write it wrong? Oh, oh, there we go. Okay, I wrote uncivilized wrong. Of course I did. So let's go here. Uncivilized. There we go. Hey, actually, yeah. Yeah, it is pretty mobile friendly, actually. In fact, on mobile, I can see what's wrong with the Three Goblins character page better. I definitely needed to add an icon to it. But yeah, it is actually best. So that's the good part, I guess, about using some standard, well-known frameworks and such. That they're designed to be mobile friendly and to reflow nicely. Yeah, wow. Actually, yeah, this worked out better than I expected it to. Cool. Looks great on mobile. There we go. That answers your question, Phoenix. Looks absolutely fucking dope on mobile. So I will, yeah, so hopefully tomorrow, I mean, there's the address. Actually, you know what? I'll post it on the chat for y'all. So you can play with it. Again, it's not fully done yet. It's not fully baked. There, stuff may break, but there's the link to, and there's all of y'all. There's the link to the temporary address. Hopefully by tomorrow I will have the full domain pointing to it. But for now, if you want to kind of get a preview of what's there, that's the address. So test it out. Let me know. But I do, however, have to wrap up. I'm sorry. I apologize. Again, this was just a late night stream. I just needed to get out some last energy because too much Adderall is too much Adderall. So I need to. I know where the balance is going to be now for tomorrow. I know my dosage better, so should be fine. But also, I could have taken too much Adderall and then locked in on like playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I didn't. I locked in and I made a website, which I've been meaning to do for a very long time. So, not bad. But also, I need to be able to focus properly tomorrow. So, we'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll deal with tomorrow when tomorrow comes. So for now, I have to get to bed because it is late. And yes, okay, wait. So you said they fought steel spiders tonight. Holy shit. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. Again, wish I had more time to stick around, but I want to get out of here before the ads start, and I've already skipped them once. So, folks, thanks so much for hanging out. It was good to see folks, even if it was just for a few moments before as the stream ends. And I will be back at my usual schedule tomorrow, barring any surprises. So look forward to that. And let's see here. All right, man. You have a good night. Yeah, you too. Try to get some sleep. Yeah, no, get some rest. Get some rest. We will hopefully get to hang out a little bit tomorrow. See y'all then. Have a great night or time zone, wherever you may be. Bye-bye.